Tartaria, Tartarian Weekly. Research highlights. Coverage. July 8 to 15, 2026. Executive summary. No authenticated archaeological discovery, government archive release, or peer-reviewed study appeared this week, demonstrating that a technologically advanced global Tartarian empire was erased from history. The week's clearest development was renewed public attention. A newly published long-form explainer examined why the mud flood theory attracts such a large audience, while alternative history creators continued linking Tartaria with Nikola Tesla, wireless energy, World's Fair architecture, and alleged civilization resets. Meanwhile, reputable digital archives provided useful primary material for examining what historical cartographers actually meant by Tartary. Stronger historical and observational evidence. 1. A 1602 Tartaria map is readily accessible through a university collection. The University of Texas at Arlington Library's map, hosted by the Portal to Texas History, depicts a broad Asian region extending from Russia, Persia, and the Caspian Sea toward China, Korea, and Japan. The record identifies it as a small map dating to approximately 1602. What it supports: European cartographers genuinely used Tartaria as a geographic designation. What it does not establish: the map does not identify a single worldwide state, advanced energy system, recent reset, or civilization hidden beneath modern cities. Its broad regional labeling is consistent with the historical European practice of grouping incompletely understood Asian territories under expansive names. 2. 17th century map text helps clarify that Tartary was not treated as one uniform polity. A David Rumsey collection search surfaced Robert Morden's circa 1680 materials, including separate descriptions of Lesser Tartary and Asian Tartary. The accompanying catalog description mentions political boundaries, cities, drainage, coastlines, and distinct populations or jurisdictions. This is important because surviving maps often contain subdivisions such as Russian, Chinese, Independent, European, or Lesser Tartary. That pattern is more consistent with a loose European geographic umbrella than with one centrally governed global empire. The Library of Congress similarly explains that Tartary migrated across maps between the 13th and 19th centuries as European knowledge of Central and Northern Asia changed. 3. A useful reminder about newly discovered map posts. Several archive pages appeared as recently indexed or refreshed in search results this week. That does not necessarily mean the maps were newly discovered or newly acquired. In most cases, the underlying objects are centuries old and may have been digitized earlier. What is new is their visibility in search systems. Researchers should distinguish among the map's original creation date, the archive's digitization or cataloging date, the web page's latest indexing date, and the date an influencer first reposted it. Failing to separate these dates can turn a rediscovered web page into a misleading claim of a newly released historical document. New conspiracy-oriented and alternative history material. 1. New mudflood explainer draws attention to the theory's popularity. A newly published Ancient Origins article examines why the mudflood Tartaria narrative reportedly attracts a very large audience and contrasts the theory with what conventional historical evidence shows. Ancient Origins frequently covers fringe and speculative subjects, so it should not be treated as an academic authority. Nevertheless, this article is noteworthy as a current indicator of how widely the narrative is circulating. The recurring claim is that a major catastrophe buried lower stories of buildings and erased an earlier civilization. The visual examples usually include basement windows, doors below current street level, muddy 19th century roads, and ornate buildings portrayed as technically impossible for their documented period. Evidence status: speculative. No new geological dataset, globally correlated sediment layer, mass casualty horizon, or archaeological chronology supporting a recent worldwide mud flood was identified this week. 2. Tesla and free energy Tartaria were combined in a new essay. A Medium article published within the past week connects Nikola Tesla with claims that Tartarian architecture harvested atmospheric or wireless energy. The author acknowledges the mainstream understanding of Tartary as an old geographic term, but presents the advanced civilization interpretation as an alternative possibility. Evidence status: highly speculative. A credible technical demonstration would require more than visual resemblance between domes, spires, antennas, and electrical components. It would need identifiable circuitry, conductive pathways, insulation systems, generators or receivers, measured outputs, contemporary engineering documentation, or reproducible testing. None is supplied in the cited article. 3. World's Fair destruction remains a prominent narrative. Recent video content continues claiming that exposition buildings, particularly elaborate white city complexes, were inherited Tartarian structures later demolished to conceal their origin. Another recent post describes a Great White Tartarian City and repeats unlimited wireless energy claims. Evidence status: unsupported as a Tartarian explanation. The valid research question is why many impressive exposition structures were temporary. That can be investigated through architectural plans, contractor records, photographs, material specifications, fire records, and demolition accounts. The mere fact that a building looked monumental and was later removed does not establish that it predated the exposition. 4. The 1771 Encyclopedia Britannica claim is circulating again. A recent social media post argues that early editions of the Encyclopedia Britannica prove Tartaria was a suppressed empire. What is real? Historical encyclopedias and travel writings use names such as Great Tartary, Chinese Tartary, Independent Tartary, and Little Tartary. What remains unproven? The use of country, nation, empire, or a coat of arms in an early European reference work does not automatically establish one unified, technologically advanced worldwide civilization. Early reference works often generalized foreign territories and peoples using inconsistent political and geographic terminology. Credibility assessment. Topic: assessment. Authentic maps labeled Tartary or Tartaria strongly supported Tartary as a changing Western term for broad Asian regions, strongly supported distinct historical Tatar, Mongol, Manchu, Siberian, Central Asian, and Crimean societies. Strongly supported, but not one homogeneous civilization. Local street raising, buried lower floors and urban fill, plausible and documentable case by case. Exceptional historic masonry and exposition engineering, legitimate research subject. Recent worldwide mud flood catastrophe, unsupported by current geological evidence. Domes and spires as a global wireless energy network, highly speculative. World's Fair buildings inherited from Tartaria, unsupported without site-specific primary evidence. A suppressed global advanced Tartarian empire. No credible new proof this week. Best investigative lead from this week. The most productive lead is the text accompanying historical maps, not simply the large word Tartaria printed across them. Descriptive pages, legends, borders, place names, ethnonyms, travel accounts, and administrative subdivisions can show what an individual cartographer believed the term meant. A rigorous project could select maps from 1570, 1602, 1637, 1680, and 1757, and build a comparison table containing territory labeled Tartary, named rulers or political authorities, ethnic and linguistic labels, cities and trade routes, source travelers cited by the cartographer, and changes from one century to the next. That approach may reveal genuine errors, copied traditions, political assumptions, and lost place names while avoiding the unsupported leap from the map is authentic to every modern Tartarian claim is therefore true. Primary examples are available from the Library of Congress, the New York Public Library, David Rumsey's collection, and university archives. Bottom line, this week brought fresh discussion rather than fresh proof. The historical maps remain real and valuable. The renewed Tesla, mud flood, World's Fair, and free energy narratives remain interesting as alternative history claims, but they have not yet been accompanied by authenticated technical artifacts, archaeological contexts, geological evidence, or archival chains of custody strong enough to overturn conventional history. Global Robotics Corporation Wizard.